Okay, we're going to start talking about dividing fractions this week. Last week we talked about multiplying fractions. Today we're going to talk about dividing fractions. So, first thing we need to know is our vocab. The only vocab we need for this week is reciprocal. It is any two numbers with a product of 1. Okay, for an example, if we have 5 and 1/5 and we multiply those together, our answer is going to be 1. 5 and 1/5 are reciprocals. Now, here's the way that you do that. If we wrote 5 as a fraction, we would put it over 1, so it would be 5 over 1. The reciprocal is you flip it. Okay, so 5 over 1, we flip it and get 1 over 5. Okay, for 3, we do the same thing. We put it over 1, so our reciprocal, we flip it, and we get 1 over 3. 1/2, the reciprocal is 2. It would be the same thing. We have 1 over 2 here. If we flip it, it's 2 over 1, which is the same thing as 2. So our reciprocal is any two numbers with the product of 1 is where you flip your fraction. So if we have a fraction divided by a fraction, and we have 1/4 divided by 3/8, your divisor is your second number, and we take our divisor and we find the reciprocal of it. So we have 3/8, the reciprocal, we flip it, and we get 8/3. Okay? Now, for step 2, what we do is we take that reciprocal and we multiply it times our dividend. So 1/4 times 8/3. And then we're back to what we did last week. We're just multiplying. So we multiply our numerators. 1 times 8 is 8. 4 times 3, multiplying our denominators, gives me 12. Then to simplify, I find my GCF of 8 and 12. It's 4. So I divide top and bottom by 4 to get an answer of 2/3. Okay, dividing a fraction by a whole number. Same thing. Just like with multiplication, when we have a whole number, we put it over 1. So we do the same thing here. So we have 3/4 times, or 3/4 divided by 6 first. Just like we did with a fraction over fraction, we take our divisor and we find the reciprocal. So I'm going to take 6 first, and I'm going to flip it and get 1/6. For step 2, I then multiply my divisor, or dividend, by my reciprocal. So I take 3/4 times 1/6, and I multiply like we have been. 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 6 is 24. To simplify, I find my GCF of 3 and 24, it is 3. So I divide 3/24 by top and bottom by 3 to get 1/8. Okay, now it's your turn. So let's go through and work out some of these problems together.